Hello everyone and welcome to Chemical Guys Detail Garage. As winter is upon us, our cars are faced with a whole new level of inclement weather, and that means we have snow, rain, and sleet, and a lot of that builds up on the surface, especially on our glass, and as we have daily drivers, that can combine with contamination, and it gives you this nasty runoff such as we have on this Mazda. The owner of this vehicle drives this car every day, and whether it sits outside or even in the garage, it's always faced with harsh elements, and as he drives, that collects with contamination, and as he uses the windshield wipers, it starts to build up on this edge here, giving you this nasty look. So today, we're going to show you how to remove that easily, as well as how to protect it, so you don't have to use your windshield wipers as often. So as our first step, we'll be using streak-free glass cleaner, and this is perfectly safe for all types of glass, meaning you can use it on the interior and exterior. Whether you have tinted glass or clear glass, simply spray it directly onto the piece. We'll begin by moving the windshield wipers out of the way. Starting at the top, just a few sprays. And then using a clean microfiber towel will work in linear motions just to pick up any kind of residue and debris. And we can roll the towel so we create a fresh edge, just like we do as we're wiping paintwork, so we're not grinding any abrasive material into the glass, because I'm sure a lot of you have seen it already where something is dragged across the glass, whether it be contamination or maybe an old windshield wiper blade, and it scratches the glass, which looks really unsightly and it's really hard to remove. So take the time and precaution to do it the right way. This way you're not costing yourself in the long run. And a trick to get the perfect clarity on any detail is to use alternating directions from the interior and the exterior of the glass, meaning that on the outside we'll use a horizontal or a vertical direction, and on the inside of the glass we'll use the opposite. Now also a pro tip is while we have the windshield wiper blade up, we'll just clean the rubber using a little bit of glass cleaner. We'll just wipe away any of the dirt and filth that accumulates on the edge of the wiper blade, which could cause scratches, and also it makes it easier, or it makes it so the windshield wiper is more effective. You can see all that contamination and dirt that builds up on the edge, and now this will glide smoothly across the glass. So now we'll just flip the towel over because there's still plenty of clean edges, and then we'll make our way to the passenger side of the glass and repeat the same process, removing the dirt, debris, contamination, anything that lands on the surface of your glass. And again, streak-free can be used on the inside as well. So whether you have some type of residue or haze on the inside of your glass, or you're looking for a perfect on-the-go detailer to clean your windows and glass, this is a great way to keep it looking crystal clear. You can see all that material that's just been hiding on the surface of the glass, kind of dulling the clarity, but also it makes it harder for protectants to stick, which is what we're going to show you how to do next. Our next step is to thoroughly decontaminate the glass. So glass is porous, which means that it can actually absorb embedded contamination, which gives you a rough look, but also makes it hard for new coatings to stick to the surface, and at the same time makes it easier for water spots and anything else to build up on the surface, giving you stains, as well as that nasty look. So we'll be using an OG clay bar, which I've already torn apart and kneaded into a patty that's about the width of 3 fingers. And I will just spray the surface of the glove as well as the clay bar and the glass with some clay luber and start working back and forth using linear motions. And as we glide using light pressure, it's going to start extracting embedded contamination, as well as any kind of light water spots or stubborn stains. And this will help for our next step of protection, but it's still going to give us a perfect clarity. This way the owner of the vehicle doesn't have to use his windshield wipers as often, and it'll make it easier for contamination and water spots, or in some cases snow and sleet, to just glide right off the surface, because it's going to make the glass extra slick. And this is going to give us the best overall winterizing of the glass. And also it's going to look its best for as long as possible. Now periodically, as you're using the clay bar, it's a good idea to inspect it just to make sure you're not grinding abrasive particles back into the surface that you're working on. And we can already see that there's a light buildup of grime and filth that we pulled off of the glass, so we're going to roll this and knead it into a new piece so that we can move on to the other half, the passenger side. But we'll also remove any of the spent product and dirt using a clean microfiber towel. And already the surface feels really slick. Even after we cleaned it, it felt smooth, but now that it's been thoroughly decontaminated, it actually feels really slick. And this is going to make it hard for any kind of filth and contamination to actually bond to the surface. So it'll keep the glass looking cleaner for longer. Alrighty, so now that we're done buffing off this side of the glass, we're going to move on to the passenger side. But you can also use the same process around the vehicle for your back window and your side windows to give you that perfect clarity. And during these winter months, that's important, especially for you guys who live in areas where it snows a lot. This will help make it easier for you to, one, get the snow off of the surface, but also it might make it easier for it to glide right off the surface, making it easier for you to clean. Our third and final step for this Mazda 3 is to protect the glass that we've just cleaned and decontaminated. Now, as we've been saying in this video, the winter months means we have a lot of snow, sleet, contamination, as well as raindrops that build up on the surface of our glass, which make it hard to see, and is also giving us a nasty look. So the best way to protect it is to use HydroView, which is a cleaner and protectant in one. This can be used to remove the light layer of dust in between your car washes, but since this car had that buildup of nasty grime, we use Streak Free to help remove all that, as well as the clay bar to thoroughly decontaminate it and prep the surface for a coating of HydroView. We'll simply spray it directly onto a microfiber towel. You can also spray it directly on the glass as long as it's cool to the touch. And we'll just start working it in using linear motions, just like we would do with any kind of coating. Very easy to apply, and should it get on any paintwork, it'll wipe right off. It's perfectly safe, as well as for your rubber trim that goes around the windows. And then we'll just let this bond for a moment. It doesn't take very long. It's almost immediately as it starts to bond itself to the glass. Flip the towel over to a clean side. And now the glass feels really slick. So this is going to make it difficult for contamination and filth, as well as water spots, to actually cling to the surface. They're going to glide right off as you drive away, or just roll right off with a nice beading action so that you don't have any water spots. And it's going to help to maintain this beautiful clarity for as long as possible. So I'm going to wrap up the rest of the side, and then we're going to jump on the other windows around this vehicle. But in the meantime, you guys can check out all these products you've seen us use today on our website, chemicalguys.com, or your local detail garage. If you guys liked today's video, if you learned something, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Drop your comments down below for any future videos, and let us know what you guys want to see on this channel. And we'll see you guys next time, right here in the Detail Garage.